After an unimaginably harrowing journey to reach land, survivors arrive at a migrant facility in Malakaza, Greece, after Wednesday's devastating boat disaster. The vessel went down off the coast of Pylos. Survivors suggest there could have been as many as 750 people on board. For now, there are 95 migrants at this reception and identification centre. It can host a maximum of 1,500 people. This as 9 Egyptian men were charged as suspected people traffickers in front of the public prosecutor on Thursday night. They stand accused of orchestrating the illegal entry of these migrants. Prosecutors claim they are responsible for the shipwreck and endangering lives. The UN says the tragedy highlights the need for EU states to better manage migration channels.
What happened on Wednesday underscores the need to investigate people smugglers and human traffickers and ensure they are brought to justice.
The search operation continued overnight, but no more survivors were found. So far, 78 people are confirmed dead, but millions more are still missing.
The delegation of 4 African leaders and 3 senior officials who are visiting Ukraine say they want to seek an end to the war. African governments, however, are divided as to who to blame. Last year in a UN vote, only 28 out of 54 of them were prepared to condemn Russia's invasion. Their visit on Friday was interrupted by air raid sirens sounding as Russia fired more missiles at Ukraine's capital. Ukraine's foreign minister said the attack sent a message that Russia wants war, not peace. The delegation also visited Bucha, where hundreds of Ukrainians were massacred by Russian forces at the start of the war. The leaders of South Africa, Senegal and Uganda haven't condemned Russia, whilst another 3 who are senior leaders from Egypt, Zambia and Comoros have. But all 7 of them do agree that fertilizer and food supplies from Ukraine to Africa that have been affected by the war should be increased. President Vladimir Putin in St. Petersburg on Saturday. Russia's main international economic forum in St. Petersburg used to be designed to attract foreign capital to Russia, but Western sanctions have led many international investors to stay away. And Western journalists used to attend the forum, but now they're almost all banned. President Putin on Friday used the gathering to announce the first batch of nuclear weapons has been deployed to neighbouring Belarus.
Это произошло. Первые ядерные заряды доставлены на территорию Беларуси. Но только первые. У нас это первая часть. Но до конца лета, до конца года мы эту работу выполним целиком и полностью.
President Putin also boasted of having more nuclear weapons than NATO and rejected the idea of rejoining negotiations on reducing both of their nuclear arsenals. Analysts fear that could trigger a new nuclear arms race and increase the risk of a nuclear conflict. Kosovo's Prime Minister says tensions remain high after what he described as Serbia's kidnapping of 3 police officers inside Kosovo on Wednesday. But Serbia insists it legally arrested the officers inside Serbia. In a statement on Friday, the NATO peacekeeping mission said it remains unclear where the officers were at the time of their detention.
After sentencing 30 days with additional detention in remand for our 3 abducted policemen in the northern municipality of Leposavic inside the territory of Kosovo by special military units of Serbian police and military. This is a very tense situation that I need to go back and analyze and in due time reply to Mr. Borrell, who asked for a meeting for next week.
Josep Borrell, who is the EU's foreign policy chief, has called for both leaders to meet for urgent talks in Brussels.
This region is very small, and every negative impact of negative news from some countries have the negative implication also in our countries.
The high-level officials gathered on this PESPA forum called the leaders of Serbia and Kosovo to return to the negotiating table as soon as possible and find a solution for this problem that burdens the entire region. In Struga, North Macedonia, for Euronews, Borjan Jovanovski.